The sky was on fire. Captain Jace Monroe could barely open his eyes as the smoke from his crashed escape pod filled his lungs. His body ached with every breath. The pod had hit hard to hard, but he was alive. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That was all that mattered. He groaned and pushed the emergency hatch open. A wave of cool, glowing blue mist rolled into the cockpit. The forest outside shimmered under the light of 2 moons. Strange trees with crystal-like leaves hummed quietly. Their soft glow cast dancing shadows across the jungle floor. Jace stumbled out, holding his bleeding side. His armor was cracked. His medkit was gone. His cums were dead. He had nothing but a knife and the burning pain in his ribs. He didn't know where he was or how far he had fallen from the main fleet. Every step was a struggle. But the silence of the jungle pushed him forward. Something about this place was different. It felt alive. Watching, after a few minutes, he saw something strange ahead, something that didn't belong. A large black cocoon, torn open at the base, pulsed faintly in the shadows. He moved closer. Gripping his knife tight, then he saw her. She was lying on the ground, partly slumped against a broken tree, her body pierced by a jagged piece of alien metal. Her skin was pale blue, almost silver under the moonlight. Veins of glowing purple ran along her neck and arms. Her eyes were closed. She was still breathing, but just barely. Jace knelt beside her. Blood, if it could be called, that was pouring slowly from the wound in her side. It was thick and violet, like glowing ink, dripping into the moss below. His vision blurred. He was losing too much blood. His side was burning. Infection was setting in. Then a wild thought came. What if her blood could heal? It was insane, stupid, maybe even cruel. But he was dying. Jace lowered his hand into the violet pool beside her. It was warm. His fingers tingled. Without thinking further, he brought the blood to his lips and drank. The taste was metallic, sweet and strange, like fire and cold at the same time. A pulse shot through his chest. His veins lit up, his vision sharpened. The pain in his ribs began to fade. He reached for more. That's when her eyes snapped open. "That's my blood, human," she screamed, voice sharp like broken glass. "Stop drinking." Jace pulled back in shock, wiping his mouth. She tried to sit up but collapsed, too weak. To move, her hand reached toward him, trembling. "You don't understand. It's not just blood." Jace fell to his knees, dizzy. His body felt lighter. The trees around him seemed to glow brighter. Something was changing inside him fast. He looked at her again, not with fear. "What are you?" he whispered. She stared at him, breathing heavily. "Kailari of the Zarinth. You've bonded with me, fool." He didn't know what that meant, but he felt it. A connection. Something deeper than thought. Her pain, her memories. They brushed against the edge of his mind like whispers. Jace looked down at his hands. They were glowing faintly. The violet blood was inside him now. His wounds were gone, but something else had taken their place. Jace Monroe sat silently, staring at his hands. They still glowed faintly, a soft violet light pulsing under his skin. He didn't understand what had happened, but he knew he wasn't the same anymore. Kailari, the alien woman with silver-blue skin, lay nearby. She was awake but weak, watching him closely with glowing eyes. There was fear in them, and something else, confusion, curiosity. She tried to sit up again, wincing. Her side was still bleeding, though slower now. "You shouldn't be alive," she whispered. JSC turned to her. "You were dying, I thought. Maybe your blood could help." Kailari gave a dry, bitter laugh. "My blood is not medicine. It's memory, soul. It carries everything I am." He blinked, unsure what to say. "It healed me," she said coldly. "It changed you." For a moment, they sat in silence. The glowing trees around them swayed gently in the alien wind. Strange birds sang in the distance, soft and echoing. Jace finally spoke. "Then what am I now?" Kailari looked away. "I don't know. No human has ever tasted the blood of a Zarinth and lived." Her voice lowered. "You should have died, or gone mad." Jace clenched his jaw. I didn't. She slowly nodded. No, you didn't. Her eyes moved to his face. She studied him like he was a puzzle she couldn't solve. Tell me your name, she asked, more softly this time. Jace Monroe, human scout. Crash landed after my ship got ambushed. Kylari's expression hardened. The order? He nodded. They didn't speak, just attacked. She sighed. Then we are both hunted. Jace shifted uncomfortably. His body still buzzed with strange energy. Every sound felt louder. Every movement, faster. I feel like I can hear things that aren't there, he said quietly. Thoughts, feelings, yours maybe. Kylar's eyes widened. The bond is forming. What bond? Our kind. When wounded, we can share blood to pass knowledge, to connect our minds. It's sacred. It's only done with trust, never force. Roy's cracked. You broke that. Jace looked down, guilt settling in his chest. I was dying. I didn't mean to. I know. She interrupted, softer now. You were desperate. She closed her eyes for a moment. The blood is alive. It remembers. That means you now carry my past. And maybe even my future. He looked at her, confused. I don't want to take anything from you. You already did, she said, though there was no anger in her voice anymore. But perhaps you were meant to. Jace stood slowly. We can't stay here. I saw a signal flare when I crashed. Someone's looking for us. Kylari nodded. My ship is close. Damaged, but it may have something useful. He reached out a hand to help her up, then took it. As they walked through the glowing forest, the connection between them grew stronger. Jace could feel small waves of emotion, from hersedness, wariness, a deep loneliness. She had lost so much, maybe everything, and now, by drinking her blood, he had unknowingly become a part of her world. Why did they try to kill you? Jace asked. Kylari's voice was distant. Because my blood holds secrets the Order wants hidden. What kind of secrets? She looked at him with quiet intensity. Truths that could burn down empires. Jace said nothing. But deep inside, he felt it like a fire waking inside his bones. The blood was more than healing. It was a key, and now that it was inside him, doors were starting to open. Jace walked beside Kylari through the glowing forest, but the world around him didn't feel real anymore. Strange visions kept flashing before his eyes, images of burning cities with silver towers, starships shaped like wings flying across, alien skies, and people with glowing eyes standing in a circle, whispering words he didn't understand. The sounds, the smells, even the feelings, they weren't his. They belonged to someone else. He stopped walking and leaned against a tree, breathing hard. His hands trembled. Kylari turned to him. You're seeing them, aren't you? He nodded. Slowly. Memories. But not mine. She walked closer, her face calm, but sad. They are from my blood. From my ancestors. From the Zarinth. Jace looked into her eyes. I saw them die. She lowered her gaze. Then you saw our fall. They stood in silence for a while. The glowing wind passed through the trees, whispering like old ghosts. The Order betrayed you, Jace said. I felt it. They were afraid. Kylari's voice was quiet. We were evolving, not just physically, but spiritually. We could connect minds, share thoughts, memories, even power. The Order saw us as a threat, so they erased us. They burned our cities, hunted our kind. Jace clenched his fists. But you survived. Barely, she replied. I was hidden in stasis for over 100 years. Until now, he looked at her, heart heavy. And now your last hope is in me, a human who drank your blood without permission. She gave a small, tired smile. Perhaps that's why the blood chose you. They continued walking, the trees growing taller and darker. As they moved deeper into the jungle, the visions in Jace's mind grew stronger. He saw a child with glowing eyes crying in the rain, a war council shouting in an alien tongue, A woman Kalari herself kneeling before a dying elder who placed a glowing crystal in her hands. Jace stumbled. I saw you. A ceremony. A crystal. Kalari's eyes widened. You saw the soul stone, he nodded. What is it? She looked ahead. The heart of my people. It holds the last living code of the Zarinth. Without it, our race is gone forever. And where is it? She pointed to a dark mountain in the distance, buried, hidden in the vault of echoes. But we cannot get there easily. Why not? Because the Order watches that place. They know it may awaken someone like you. A bonded one. Jace stayed silent. He didn't ask what that meant. A part of him already knew. The jungle suddenly went quiet. The birds stopped singing. Kylari raised a hand. Wait. From the shadows a strange growl echoed. Jace reached for his knife, muscles tense. Then the trees parted and a beast stepped out. It was massive. It was with armored skin and 3 burning red eyes. Its breath hissed like steam. Jack froze. But then something inside him stirred. The blood. He felt it move. Through his chest, his arms, his mind. His eyes began to glow. The beast charged. Kylari shouted, Jace, move. But Jace didn't run. He raised his hand and a blast of violet light shot forward, striking the creature square in the chest.
Ouch.
It screamed and stumbled back, stunned. Jace stared at his hand, shocked. What was that? Kylari looked at him, amazed. Your first pulse. The bond has awakened your power. Jace felt the weight of it settle in his heart. He wasn't just surviving anymore. He was becoming something. Else something ancient. Something dangerous. Jace sat near the edge of a small stream. The water glowed faintly, just like everything else on this strange alien moon. He splashed his face, trying to cool the heat building inside him. His skin itched, his muscles ached, his eyes burned. Something inside him was waking up, and it was too strong to ignore. Kylari watched him from a distance. She could feel the energy coming off him like waves. It was raw, wild, and unfocused, but powerful. You need to learn control, she said calmly. Jace looked up, breathing heavily. Control. I almost killed us both back there. I didn't even know what I was doing. You acted on instinct, she replied. The blood remembers how to fight, but your mind does not. He stood slowly. Then teach me. Because if I lose control again, I might hurt you. And I don't want that. Kylari nodded. We begin now. They moved to a flat space between the glowing trees. The jungle around them remained quiet, almost as if it was holding its breath. Kylari drew a circle in the dirt with her foot. Focus on your breathing, she said. Feel the blood moving through your body. It's not just healing you. It's connecting you to something greater. Jace closed his eyes. At first, all he could feel was pain and heat. But then, something shifted. He felt the rhythm. A pulse. Like a second heartbeat, Kylari walked slowly around him. Now reach inside that rhythm. Let it guide you. But do not let it consume you. Jace raised his hand, and a soft violet light began to form. It floated above his palm like a flame. Kylari watched carefully. Good. Now hold it. Don't push it too far. And suddenly the flame pulsed wildly. His arm jerked, and the light exploded, throwing him backward into a tree. He groaned, coughing from the dust. Kylari rushed to him. You forced it. I was trying, he said, voice shaky. It just slipped. She helped him up. The Zarinth didn't master power by force. We did it through harmony. You're still thinking like a soldier. This is not a weapon, too. Emits a part of you. Jace looked at her, frustrated. I don't even know who I am anymore. I'm not fully human. I'm not Zarinth. I'm stuck in between. Kylari's voice softened. Maybe that's why you were chosen. To become something new. They rested under the trees, the strange sky turning darker as night fell. Jace stared at the stars. I can feel your memories sometimes, he said quietly. Your pain, your people's cries. She looked away. The blood shares everything. Even the things I tried to forget. I'm sorry, he whispered. Kailari smiled faintly. It's strange. For years, I thought I'd die alone. But now, you carry my people inside you. Their last hope. Jace felt the weight of her words. He wasn't just carrying power, he was carrying a legacy. Suddenly, sharp beeping came from her belt. Kailari's face changed. They found us. Who? The Order's hunters. They must have traced the blood signature. We need to move. Jace stood. I'll fight them. No, she said firmly. You're not ready, but we can't run forever. Kailari placed a hand on his chest. Then we make them fear what you're becoming. He nodded slowly. The fire inside him wasn't burning. Out it was growing. He could feel it. A storm was coming, and he was at its center. The cell was cold and dark. Jace sat against the metallic wall, his hands bound behind his back with energy cuffs. His head ached, and dried blood ran down the side of his face. Around him, the smell of rust, oil, and old pain filled the air. They had been captured. It happened too fast. A group of armored hunters dropped from the sky, silent and deadly. Kailari had tried to shield him, but the blast hit her first. He had fought back. But something inside him had snapped in, then faded. His powers flickered when he needed them. Most now, he was trapped. Kailari was in the cell across from him, still unconscious, her wrists chained with glowing metal bands. Her breathing was shallow. The hunters had said they were taking her to the capital, a gift for the Order. Jace stared at her through the bars. His chest ached not from pain, but from helplessness. He had promised to protect her. A loud noise interrupted his thoughts. Heavy footsteps approached. The door opened with a hiss. A tall alien with golden armor stepped inside. You are the human who drank Zarenth blood, he said, voice cold. The freak. Jace didn't answer. You were brought here to fight? The alien continued. For the crowd, for profit. If you win, maybe you'll live another day. Jace frowned. And if I refuse? The alien grinned. Then you'll die screaming. Moments later, they dragged Jace into a large underground arena. The ceiling was open, showing the twin moons above. Thousands of alien spectators cheered from stone seats, their faces hungry for blood. The gate behind him closed with a loud thud across the arena. Another gate opened. A massive beast stepped out, covered in spikes and wearing thick chains. Its eyes glowed red. Jace swallowed hard. You're not ready, Kailari had said. But he had no choice now. The beast roared and charged. Jace dodged to the side, barely missing the deadly claws. He rolled, grabbed a fallen spear, and turned to face it again. Then it happened. A whisper in his mind, not his own. Breathe, Jace. Slow your heart. Kailari's voice. He blinked. She was still in her cell, but her thoughts, her memories were inside him. The bond was open. Feel the rhythm. Feel the blood. Jace steadied himself. His eyes began to glow. The spear in his hand vibrated and lit with violet energy. The crowd went silent. The beast lunged again. This time Jace moved with perfect clarity. He jumped, twisted, and slammed the spear into its side. A pulse of power exploded from the strike. Throwing the beast across the arena, cheers erupted. Jace stood tall, chest rising and falling. He didn't just fight like a human anymore. He fought like a Zarenth. Back in her cell, Kailari opened her eyes. She felt the connection between them burn brighter. For the first time in years, she smiled. He had survived. He was changing, becoming more than either of them expected. Later, they were thrown back into their cells, bruised but alive. Jace leaned against the wall, eyes closed. Kailari whispered. Across the darkness, you felt me, didn't you? Jace nodded. You were in my mind. You guided me. She smiled softly. We are no longer two souls. He opened his eyes. Then what are we? She looked at him through the bars. Are one. The desert was endless. Jace and Kailari moved slowly across the red sands. Their bodies wrapped in old cloth and armor, stolen from the Order's fallen guards. After the escape from the arena, They had barely made it out alive. But they didn't stop running. It's not until they were far from the city. Not until the stars changed above them. They were heading toward the Vault of Ikoza. Hidden chambers said to hold the last soul stone of Kailari's people. The truth. It's the heart of the Zarinth. Jace didn't ask if the story was real. It in his blood. The closer they got, the louder the memories whispered. They camped near a cracked rock formation that night. The air was dry and sharp. Kailari sat by the fire, staring into the flames. Jace sat beside her. "We're close, aren't we?" She nodded slowly. "I can feel it. The vault is near, just beneath the sands." He looked at her, eyes soft. "What will happen when we reach it?" She paused. "If the vault still works, it will release the truth. All of it. The Order's crimes. The war, my people's death. It will echo through every channel, every ship, every mind tuned to the network." Jace leaned back, staring at the stars. "Then they'll come after us harder." "They already are," she whispered. "But there's more." He turned to her. "More." She looked down, hesitant. To open the vault, a sacrifice is needed.
Jace
frowned. "What kind of sacrifice?" She didn't answer right away. The fire crackled softly between them. "My life," she finally said. Jace sat up. "No. It was built to respond only to Zarinth blood. A full release needs a full soul." "Mine? No," Jace repeated, his voice hard now. "There has to be another way." Kailari smiled sadly. "You've already taken my blood, my memories. My people's spirit flows in you. That is why the vault called to us. But only I can unlock it fully." Jace shook his head. "Then I'll give mine. We'll find another way." She touched his hand gently. "You were not born Zarinth. You were chosen by the blood. But you're still human. And the galaxy needs you." "I need you," Jace whispered. Their eyes met in the firelight. "You've given me more than you know," she said softly. "I thought I was the last. But now, through you, we still exist." Suddenly, the ground beneath them rumbled. Sand shifted. A soft hum rose in the air like a distant song. "The vault," Kailari said. "It's opening." They rushed to the center of the rocks. A circle of ancient metal rose from the ground, glowing with soft violet runes. A deep stairwell spiraled down into the earth inside. The walls shimmered with memory. Images of Zarinth cities, children, warriors all glowing in the air like ghosts. At the center stood a large crystal. The soul stone. Kailari stepped forward, her hands shaking. "This is it." Jace grabbed her arm. "Wait, let me try." We smiled. "It won't work. Only the last of my blood can awaken it." She walked to the crystal and placed her hand on it. Light exploded across the chamber. Jace shouted, running toward her, but the force held him back. Kailari looked at him last time. Her body began to fade into light, her voice in his mind. "Don't mourn me, Jace. I'm not leaving. I'm becoming part of you." Forever, with a final pulse, she vanished. The soul stone lit the entire chamber. Messages burst out, flying across. The stars, the truth was free. And Jace Monroe stood alone in the vault, heartbroken. Blood glowing, no longer fully human, no longer alone. The galaxy changed overnight. The Soulstone signal spread like wildfire across stars, planets, and space stations. The truth of the Zarinth massacre, the Order's betrayal, and the ancient blood bond echoed through every major system. People were shocked, angry. Some refused to believe it, but others, many others, rose up. And in the center of it all was Jace Monroe. He stood on the bridge of a stolen Order ship, staring out the glass at a gathering fleet of rebel vessels. Humans, aliens, hybrids, soldiers, scientists, survivors, they had come not for power, but for truth. And they followed him, the Echo-Blooded. That's what they called him now, a human changed by Zarinth blood. A living memory of an extinct people. The first of something new. Jace didn't feel like a leader. He didn't want to be a symbol, But Kyler's voice still lived inside him, her thoughts a quiet wind in the back of his mind. You are not alone. I'm with you. She was gone, but never truly. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw her memories, her hopes, her fears, strength, and her love. He had become her echo. One of the rebel captains approached him, a tall alien with gray scales and a scarred face. We await your command, Echo blooded. The Order's fleet is gathering near the core. If we strike now, we can shake their grip on 100 worlds. Jace nodded, his voice calm but firm. We don't fight for revenge. We fight so no one suffers what Kylari's people did. The captain saluted. Then we stand with you. Later, Jace walked alone through the meditation room of the ship. The walls were covered in soft, glowing symbols, written in both human and Zarenth script. A place of memory. He placed his hand on the wall and whispered, You were right. The blood chose me, and I choose to carry it forward. A soft warmth spread through his chest. Kylari's voice came gently, like a breeze. You are the bridge between what was and what could be. That night a broadcast was sent out from the rebel flagship. Jace stood before a glowing camera sphere, his glowing violet eyes calm. This is for every species that was silenced, every truth buried in darkness. The Order lied to us. They feared what they didn't understand. I carry the voice of the Zarenth inside me, but I'm also human. I am proof that we are stronger when we stand together, not apart. He paused. Letting the message settle, they called me a mistake. But I am the result of a bond. One born not of power, but of survival, sacrifice, and love. The message ended. Across the galaxy, millions listened. Many began to believe. Jace walked to the viewing deck. As the stars stretched before him, fleets moved into position. The war ahead would not be easy, but for the first time, hope burned brighter than fear. Kylari's final words whispered in his soul once more. They said my blood was sacred. Now it flows in you. That means you are sacred too. Where Jace smiled, eyes glowing, heart full. He was no longer just a man. He was a legacy. A warrior of two worlds, an echo of the past and the voice of the future.